Hey, what's up, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about ServiceNow's new functionality called Build Agent. And for lack of a better word, this is ServiceNow has introduced vibe coding on the platform. What this means is you can converse with an agent in natural English, and then it creates a ServiceNow application for you. So how you get access to, and this is great, ServiceNow has made this accessible to everyone. How you get access to this is you go to ServiceNow developers, and I'll share the URL in the description, and you request for a PDI. And there will be a link here to request a PDI. In my case, I already have requested it yesterday. So this PDI is available to me. And once it is available, it takes a few minutes. You can just click on start building, and now this opens your ServiceNow instance, your PDI personal developer instance. And what you do here is you type IDE, and you need to go to ServiceNow IDE. So this is a newish thing. ServiceNow has also built an integrated development environment to uh, write ServiceNow code, build apps, and the way you access Build Agent, which is what you see here, is by going through the IDE. And so I clicked on ServiceNow IDE. It opened up this interface for me, which is an interface for the IDE. You have to create a workspace, and this is like a logical container of what you need to do. And I've already created a workspace bonsai now, because in my mind, the thing that I want to try this out with is an application to manage my bonsai trees. So what can you do with it? Anything. I mean, you can, whatever app comes to your mind to build, you can build it on the platform. And for me, I want to get started with a bonsai tree management app. This is actually something that I have already built in one of my other instances, and it's something I actually use. And I want to see how easy would this thing be to be built using like this vibe coding kind of thing. You can see that probably I don't like the word vibe code very much, or the phrase, but that's just so that it's easy for everybody to understand what this is. So now Build Agent, how you start working with it is just converse it with natural language, and give it a prompt on what you need it to build. So I have a prompt here that I'm going to copy paste. This is a prompt, and I'll show you the details of it. But this is a prompt that I've used Claude to generate, and it gives the agent a description of what kind of application this is, what kind of features it should have. So here you can see create a comprehensive bonsai tree management application, core features, collection management, care tracking. And I mean, if you don't know about bonsai, it doesn't matter. Think of it as something that manages your trees or plants if you have them in the house. So you need to care for the trees, you need to monitor their health, how are they growing, some reminders, etc. And so you can see it's probably hard for a human to write a prompt like this. So I conversed with Claude, went back and forth, and got this prompt, and then I'm giving it here to generate this. So now the reason, and you may think that why don't I just do it here, because this also is Cloud Force on it. It's because in your PDI you get 10 prompts per month to try. So you should be a little careful in how you utilize them, right? You can run out of it very fast. So that's why I didn't want to waste my prompts on creating a prompt. So I did it outside of the app. I gave it here, and then we'll just hit on create, and now it's loading. So it's reading all of this, and trying to understand it and build it. So let's see what it's doing. So now it's saying that let me help you create a comprehensive tree management application, and let me start by creating a ServiceNow app and then design the complete. So now because it is creating a new application, it is asking permission from you that should I do it or not. So let's just hit approve. And as soon as you hit approve, it starts installing dependencies. It starts creating the structure here, and it's just creating what is known as a Fluent project. So now, very deliberately, I did not give an overview and just jumped into it, because I thought it makes most sense to explain these things while we are seeing this. So you saw it says Fluent. Now, what is Fluent? And Fluent is a domain specific language that is used to create ServiceNow code. So now I used a little bit of jargon here. One of the things I said is a domain specific language. So, a domain specific language, very simply, is when you have a programming language which has a specific purpose. So, that's a domain specific language. Like, that's my simple way to understand and explain it. So, Fluent has been invented by ServiceNow to create ServiceNow applications. And that is what it did. It ran this thing on Fluent. So now the question probably comes to your mind is, so now do I need to learn this, and what does it mean to learn this? So this is built on top of TypeScript, and TypeScript is, as you know, like a higher level abstraction of JavaScript. So it's not, I mean, you do need to learn, but it's not going to be a very heavy lift if you're already familiar with JavaScript, which a lot of devs on the ServiceNow platform are. And if not, then it is something that can be learned. And in this case, it is doing really a lot of things that happens behind the scenes. So it's not such a big deal for you to be a master at it. But certainly, I think practically you uh, need to learn a little bit to understand just what's happening in your application, what the structure is, and so forth. So now, as we speak, it has done a few things, and let's just see what it did. So it has created a system architecture plan. So it's created an architecture plan of what it would look like. And so I can see that it says that there will be a main tree inventory. There will be these tables. So yeah, that's kind of obvious that you need a table to hold the details of the tree, a care tracking table. So this shows you that for your plants, what is the care, photo management. So that's interesting. So a table for just photos. So that's interesting thing. I didn't do that myself, but maybe that's the right way to do it. Health monitoring. So this is an important aspect. I think I gave it in the prompt as well, that we need to know when the trees are sick, or when what we need to do. Growth measurements over time. So all of your plants, it's nice to see a new leaf emerging, a new branch, and so forth. So these are things that we would like to track. So it's said that these will be the main tables. So absolutely, foundational thing for it to be creating. Does not seem like anything wrong or anything that stands out to me. Then business rules for automation and scheduling. Let's see what it does. I mean, I don't think I gave anything in the prompt that had automation, but good thing it has. UI pages. So now in the app that I created, it's just like a bunch of tables and I have lists on them. It is not fancy, but it looks like we will get some nice sort of dashboard out of this app. And then automated reminders. So I'm imagining that when you say that, oh, I need to fertilize this in 6 months, it sends you an email and does that. Sample data. Okay, so it looks like it will also create some sample data for us so that we just don't have a empty application. And I want to remind you, this is all done with one prompt. So we have not, that was the only prompt that I gave. And it has first defined the architecture. And after defining the architecture, it is creating, or it is acting on that architecture, which is creating the plan and so forth. And it's like self-checking. So at various stages, it's saying that, okay, I created the tables, let me validate the tables. It is running diagnostics, doing some cleanup. Let me validate the cleanup. Okay, so this time the diagnostics did work. Now it created a business rule that automatically calculates the next care date. Okay, I mean, I don't remember that I asked it to do it, but excellent. I mean, I can immediately see the utility of that, because let's say, you fertilize something and then it just sort of somehow knows that you need to fertilize it again in 6 months, let's say. So now so it's creating a script. Its script failed and it is fixing that issue. Again, it's trying to check whatever it did, running diagnostics. Right, so I think it found that the script was causing an issue and it removed it. So again, like let me re-emphasize. We just gave one prompt. It's just this is all happening on its own right now. So it looks like all of the previous things it was able to do, and now it's creating a UI page for a dashboard. That'll be very cool. I mean, I would need to see what this UI page look like. I'm excited to see that. And okay, so React. So it looks like for that page, it has decided that React is the thing to do. And now it has created the main bonsai page, the dashboard with CSS, and that's where we are till now, I think. Yeah, okay, so that's what's happening. And I see, okay, so this is also, it's still functioning. So now let me create the service class for API interactions. Okay, so it has created dashboard and now it's creating some other things. So we will wait for it to complete and then give us a message back, because it looks like, oh, it actually did finish. So I don't know for how long I spoke, but in the time that I spoke with one prompt, it apparently made excellent progress. Very humble build agent. I made excellent progress building your comprehensive bonsai tree management app. Here is what I did so far. Complete data model. So yeah, we went through the tables, automation and intelligence. It created some business rules, modern React dashboard. This by far I'm most excited to see what this looks like. And ServiceNow integration, all tables configured for API access, etc. Still to complete. Would you like me to continue building out the remaining uh, and complete the next phase would create interactive forms? So can I see what it has created so far? Because I kind of feel that it's already done a lot. So I would like to see what it has done, and then we can uh, have this amazing rest of the application. So let's see now build, and this is kind of a normal thing that happens, that it deploys a build or it makes something, it errors out, then it self-diagnoses and fixes that thing. I'm not overly worried about those type of errors, as long as it corrects itself. So this will be interesting to watch. And the thing that I wanted to show you is there is a blog post, and I will link to this. This is a community post by one of our ServiceNow developer advocates, and they've given information on how do you get this, what are uh, the prompts. So this is 25 free prompts, which I thought was 10. Not sure. Oh, on PDIs you get 10. Yeah, okay. So, and now this is a very nice instruction sort of manual that it has given, or not that they've given, is how to write a prompt. And here you can see that uh, there are two ways to do this. Try it this way once, be descriptive. So this is basically the whole prompt. You are building the following: application, goal, audience, app identity. So if you see what I had, it was somewhat similar to this. It was very detailed, and to be honest, I did not know that you can go to this much level of detail while working with these things. So that was good to know. But what I did not do is this prompt, this suggestion also includes tables and all that, and I thought maybe like that's probably best left to build agent to decide. So I did not do any of that, but the rest of it you can see pretty much it was pretty detailed. So that's kind of my inspiration. And if you're just trying out, then you can say something like create an asset tracking app, and it'll do its best. So which will also be fine. It'll be good. So let's see. It installed the dependencies. It made the build, and now it's asking whether it should deploy or not. So we'll approve. And there are certain things like creating an app, deploying, that needs explicit permission. And then there are other things that it just does on its own, which is when it was self-diagnosing and thinking that, okay, this is an error, that is an error. So those are probably more obvious things that it needs to fix. Any user would ask it to fix. So it takes a judgment call and fixes it there. And these are some other things which, when we are saying that, hey, you need to deploy, you need to create a new app, I should take permission from the user for that. So I like that. So deployment successful, yes, very excited to see this. Bonsai tree management app is now live. This is the dashboard. These are the tables, what is working, complete data model, sample data. So it inserts sample data. This I did not expect it to do. So that's very nice. There is some automation, React dashboard, and then it is also suggesting some next steps. Start with the main dashboard, add your real bonsai trees, log care activities, explore each table to understand full data model. So again, this has been done with two apps. Now let's see what it has actually done for us. So you can see if I click here, this should create, oh, this is a very nice looking dashboard. I like this. And bonsai tree management, this does not look like a bonsai. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Comprehensive care tracking for your bonsai collection, tree inventory. Ooh, this is very nice. This is very slick. Health monitoring, photo gallery. That's beautiful. Very slick. So tree inventory, let's see what it did. So it says 3, although I'm seeing only one. No, okay, there are 3. Just that the way it is displayed is Japanese maple. So it's actually the type of bonsai tree. They say that maples are the queens of bonsai. So it chose correctly. It did not choose the king, which is pine. But anyway, Japanese maple, Chinese juniper, Ficus benjamina indoor. Okay, that's nice. So I'm not only am I impressed that this is a very nice looking dashboard, I'm also impressed that it gave sample data. And the reason for that is I have done similar sort of things in other other apps like Replit, I think, and Verso V0. I don't remember seeing sample data anytime, so that's quite a good, nice thing. So you see, these are the uh, trees that we are seeing here, and there is some acquisition source, etc. These are the things that it is showing. So what happens if I create a new tree? Because I would think then that is the thing that it goes and goes and adds to the system. So you see there are a lot of things here: last reported care notes, spot style, watering frequency, age, all of this. Let's see what shows up here: species, health, location. These are the 3 things that show up. So species is here. So let's say I recently got a beautiful olive. Let's say I want it to be here. Tree name is European olive. Let me call that. Location type indoor outdoor greenhouse. Okay, so that's actually quite a good indicator. Okay, anyway, now thinking about real use, but let's just complete the demo. And what else? Health status. That so excellent, good, fair, poor, critical. And I see there's a health monitor here. So I wonder what happens. All trees appear healthy. So if you say a tree is in critical condition, probably it goes and reflects there. So I have all the mandatory fields filled, and let's see. So now I should have uh, current height, critical. Yeah, so this is the row. Maybe I'll just put an acquisition date here since I see it. Bonsai show. I mean, all of this is very real. So acquisition, yeah, normally you would go to a nursery, or you could buy something from a show, or you could buy it online. Care notes, very hardy, pinch new. Very impressed. Okay, anyway, so we saved this. Active is true, age. Let's see. I mean, I don't remember if age is one of the fields in our display or not. But let's see. So if I refresh this, would it come? Oh yeah. So now it's 4. Let's see. And European olive. So is this? is this alphabetical? It's not alphabetical. I wonder what is the order that in which it is shown. But anyway, I mean, so that's how easy it is. So health monitor. Do you have anything here? So I don't see anything in the health monitor, and maybe that functionality is not built yet. Trees tracked 4. Okay. So this is not built. In the subsequent iteration, we can build this. And what were the other tables then? The care log or health records. Maybe this is the table that will actually show you if something is unhealthy. So severity level, okay, let's say uh, critical. And so I mean, it's like an interesting human behavior also that I arrived here and my first reaction was, okay, let me just start filling it before actually even evaluating the form, because I see severity level, treatment symptoms reported by bonsai tree. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, that how does it know which tree is affected. So you can see here, this is a reference list and the primary key is our table. So first noticed, I mean, this is very interesting to me. This is very interesting, uh, very real, you know, because these are normally the things that you would uh, try to track in this type of an application, and it just did all of it with a single prompt. So, I mean, obviously, it has minor issues. Like I wouldn't order it in this way. The tree would probably be the first thing. But for the time we spent to get all this, I think that's pretty impressive. Oh, okay. So it was built. It's just that you have to go to that table and then make the entry. So when you say that health monitoring, okay, that's interesting. So each of these then is the representation of a table, I believe, right? So you go here, we mess with the health records. Now let's go to the care log. So care log, let's see which tree, what care type, and what did you do. So that's also very interesting. Now here you can see, it was the olive. Again, these are very real options. So, as it pertains to bonsai, you do water, fertilize, prune, etc. But you then also do wiring. You remove the wire, you repot. I mean, I don't want to bore you with all of the details, but this is what you would actually do if you were to create a real app. Which I'm saying you were to create. This has been created, so I'm going to probably export this to my. Uh, I have another instance which is better than a PDI, so and then just start using it there because I actually need this. It's much better than what I have built myself. So care calendar, let's see. Wow, very interesting. So it created this thing for this, and I assume that photo gallery is similar, so you can just add a photo and see. So you can see what it did, and now I will take you to the IDE one more time just to show what happened on the left nav, which is really the interesting part, or really what the application is. And here you can see that there is a folder called source, and in this you would have all of the things that we are seeing right now. So the table, any business rules, and if we create a table or if we expand a table, this is sort of how it looks like in Fluent to create a table. And then it would just render it uh, on your ServiceNow. So if you use the ServiceNow form to create a table, this will be the code equivalent of that, right? So you can immediately recognize things like tree name, what type it is, what is the label, what is the max length mandatory, and so forth. So this is like you need a little bit of instruction, but it's very easy to understand how to change any of these. You can also use the natural language prompts here, or you can just go ahead and change things here. So as far as I know, this is the first enterprise type uh, vibe coding app. I mean, like, I really don't like using the phrase vibe coding, but just for the sake of so that everybody understands, you can converse with it in natural language, and it creates an application for you. What you just saw was in two prompts, I created an app which looks fairly good to me. I would think that most of my bonsai friends, when they look at this, uh, they would be very impressed by the first iteration of this. Of course, there are many, many things you could do to improve this, but just as a first iteration of this, it's like very impressive. All the features, functionalities it has got is uh, is very impressive. So now, if you are in the ServiceNow, uh, landscape, I would highly encourage you to try Build Agent and see what you can do with it. And even if you are not in the ServiceNow landscape, but are just generally interested in seeing what does an enterprise vibe coding app look like, this is a great example. I mean, kudos to ServiceNow. What they have done is very impressive, and I am very excited to see this. Not only as a user of the app, which I'm going to be a user of this app that I have built, but also as somebody invested in the future of this and seeing what direction it goes. So if you have any questions about this, leave your comments and I will try to answer them. If you have any experience of building such a thing yourself, I would love to hear what you have built. And until next time, take care, everyone. Thanks.